Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a 2019 model year limited edition of 399 pieces in stainless steel. This is the Omega Seamaster exclusive New York boutique edition, part of the City series. This is a watch that pays tribute to the elegant Seamasters of the late 40s and early 50s, and the timepiece does that beautifully in a 39.5 millimeter stainless steel case that is 12.1 millimeters thick and a wonderfully compact 44.4 millimeters from lug to lug. The spacing between the lugs is a traditional 20 millimeters, so the watch will work on a vast variety of straps in that universal size. Throw it on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, and you can see it wears quite well. It's not broad across the wrist, so even if your wrist is as small as 13 centimeters circumference, you're going to find that this watch wears well. It's also low, one of the thinnest automatic tri-level coaxial Omega watches of any description that you'll find. It easily fits underneath a sleeve or a shirt cuff. Now the timepiece has a strap, and let's take a close look at it right here, that is semi-gloss, large rectangular scale alligator leather, slightly bolstered to give volume, folded on its edge, calfskin on the underside, and you can see that it is a brand new Omega factory strap with a simple stainless steel pin buckle, as you would have found on a 1950s Seamaster. And in case you're wondering, the strap itself is black. The case is steel, and it does have a little bit of the lyre style lug profile that we see on the more committed sporting Seamasters, but it's been elongated, drawn out, and tapered more gracefully. You can see that the bevels are thinner, and the bevel thins out more at the mid-case. There's the longitudinal satin finish, yes, but also more tapered lug profiles. Individual numbering out of 399. We have a bezel that's very slightly conical and domed. It actually has a little bit of a crease in its center, so there is that character line that runs circumferentially, a little bit of a wrinkle in the design of the bezel. It has two different facets. The crystal, as you can see, is a sapphire that's designed to read as a vintage plexiglass, and because of its dramatic camber, it has the same kind of off-axis distortion. There is a simple push-down crown with a combination of vintage-style knurling, and then alternately media blasted with raised, relieved, and polished Omega logo. The dial is the action on this watch, proving that Moser does not have a lock on fume fades. The timepiece, according to Omega, includes 18-karat white gold logo, hour indices, and hands. So this is one of their flagship pieces. Very rarely does Omega use actual 18-karat gold on its dials. It's generally rhodium-plated steel. So it's remarkable in that respect alone. Now outboard, we have applique dart-style hour indices. We have a sunburst grain, so a metallic grain that radiates out from underneath the hands. And then we have a fade from what Omega calls bright silver to smoky gray, and that is the gradient effect. Now the watch does include a hacking seconds function, and it does include a quick set date function. It's powered by caliber 8800, which you'll know from the Seamaster Diver 300 meter. Technically impressive. It is a 55-hour bidirectional automatic winder with a single barrel, the stop seconds, the quick set function, 35 pivot jewels. It's shock resistant with a full balance bridge and a free sprung index, and anti-magnetic with a silicon hairspring. It beats away at the silicon specific rate of 25,200 vibration per hour that we're increasingly seeing across all Swatch Group products with silicon hairsprings. And then it has the tri-level coaxial system, the coaxial as originally envisioned by George Daniels in 1974, industrialized by Omega in 1999, and today it gives you everything George Daniels envisioned: extended power reserve, reduced friction, improved chronometry, and regularity. As you can see, it features spiral or arabesque Cote de Genève with blackened and polished screws both, and of course it is a master coaxial. So this is a watch that meets all of the ISO 3159 standards that a Swiss COSC chronometer would, but as a master chronometer, it also features a full battery of tests as a cased-up watch, not a bare movement. And this test, it tests chronometry, it tests shock resistance, anti-magnetism, winding efficiency, power reserve. It is a fully cased-up watch test that Omega created with the Swiss Federal Institute of Metrology, so it is a much more comprehensive chronometer certification. Now, taking a look at the case back, there is a lot to see. 30 Rock, the Waldorf Astoria, the Empire State Building, the Manhattan Bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge, Central Park. There's a lot to love on the caseback, and it does pay tribute in quite faithful form to the New York cityscape. There are 2 Omega boutiques back in 2019 distributing these, and in addition to being city special editions, they were exclusive to New York City Omega boutiques. So relatively scarce pieces, even more so outside of New York. This watch has it all going on: vintage style, rarity, and modern technology. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.